All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're looking live tonight at what will be the first of two games between the Elk Rapids girls varsity and then boys varsity team. Coming to you live for the first game of 2026 here on this Next Level Broadcasting production. We want to welcome you officially to 2026. Charles Strail along with Shane Smith, and who else you'd rather be with here hanging out on a Friday night as Elk Rapids in their fight song parallel to Michigan State. Michigan State, we'll get into it later. Big game tonight versus Elk Rapids, but we got two big game here tonight between the first one, the Elk Rapids Elks, and the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. This will be a good one. And then the nightcap, we've got the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators and Elk Rapids Elks boys taking the hardwood. But first, Shane, we do want to say the big headliner tonight is the Hall of Fame induction tonight of Elk Rapids Hall of Fame new members of 2026.
Yeah, there's three great Elk Rapids alumni that'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame this evening. That'll be between the during the varsity boys game during that halftime stretch. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, as you alluded to, Charles, we've got a battle of two great teams, one from the Ski Valley Conference, who's always sat right towards the top of the standings there, and another very strong girls team, of course, with Elk Rapids from the Northern Shores Conference. We're set to have two great games tonight. Both of these teams, like I said, strong in their respective conferences. And then you've got Traverse City St. Francis coming to town to take on Elk Rapids in a battle there as well. A long history of a rivalry there between those two schools, and so this will be a great atmosphere to welcome in the new year. Day 2 of 2026, Charles. I'm happy to bring it in here with you and do this set of games tonight.
Shane, I mean, this will be a fun one. We've got a lot more to talk about, including the inductees and the graduating years that they had, and a lot of pride here tonight on behalf of the Elks. And we're going to go ahead and send it over to public address announcer, athletic director Brett Graham, as we get ready for basketball here tonight and the Star Spangled Banner pregame show here tonight, presented by Bingham Insurance, helping you protect what matters most. That's Bingham Insurance, a proud Otter Owners affiliate. Shane, I'll go through the starters for the Inland Lakes Bulldogs if you want to handle the Elk Rapids Elks. For number 1 for Inland Lakes, it will be Piper Crawford. Number 3, Elizabeth Furman. And check that, number 1, Callie Williamson, the sophomore, for the Bulldogs, getting the first start. Number 12, Chloe Robinson. Robinson, a very accomplished senior, has been dominating the Ski Valley now for 3.5 years, her third and a half year on varsity.
Wow.
So also have Ava Belford in the front court with her. Belford, just a sophomore, making waves in the Ski Valley Conference last year during her freshman season campaign. Last starter for the Inland Lakes Bulldogs, senior Molly Montai. So the senior class for the Bulldogs, very strong. And now it's time for the special presentation as we dim the lights, Shane. Take it away as the Elks are introduced.
Get the spotlights on the Chicago Bulls theme song. Here we go. As I have to turn a flashlight on here for our starting lineups. We've got number 1, Miss Brooke Flutie. Number 4 coming up, Anna Prey. Number 5, Rylan Skrocky.
Skrotsky there, Shane, yep.
Number 22, Natasha Beebe. And last but not least, number 34, Allie Schlicker. She was a wonderful presence on the varsity squad. Last time Eric Huffman and I did a game here. We're excited to see her contributions throughout this evening as we prepare to get the lights back on, tip-off underway.
I'm really looking forward to the matchup tonight between Schlicker and Molly Montai. I think that's going to be one to keep an eye on all night long. Which team controls the defensive and offensive glass better so far tonight, I think has the inside track at coming away with the first victory of 2026, Shane. So as many people would probably like to agree with, without further ado, we can quit talking and get to commentating some basketball.
That's right.
So let's get things underway, shall we?
I think we shall. So here we go. Elk Rapids will win the tip-off thanks to Rylan Skrosky. And away we go. Brooke Flutie trying to take the charge down the court here to begin. Passes that one off to Anna Prey. working her way around Miss Montai. Going into the paint for the first attempt tonight, she backed off of that one. Natasha Beebe gets that one off, and around the arc we go. The three-point up and away, and it's good. Anna Prey gets the first points of 2026.
Anytime you knock down your first shot of the game, that's a good sign of the times.
And a little miscommunication there. Gets Elk Rapids the ball right back. It'll be one-on-one all the way up to the basket. No good. Prey not able to get that one to fall in. Right there on the rebound was Elizabeth Furman.
And here's the player right here, Robinson. She's really the person that gets this offense in gear for the Bulldogs. Look for her to really be aggressive tonight, Shane.
Furman once again. This time she'll pass it up top to Montai, allow things to reset. Minute off the clock. 3-0 ball game. Robinson in control now, trying to find her way into the paint. Didn't like that opportunity. Gets it back over to Montai. Up top we go once again to Williamson. Williamson to Robinson. She hands that one off to Furman once again, trying to get the first points for the Bulldogs, and it takes a Bulldog bounce and rolls in.
Yeah,
3-2.
you usually don't get that bounce unless you're a taxpayer of Antrim County.
That's right.
But Furman got that one, and both teams making good on their first opening possessions.
And the Lakes certainly had multiple attempts to do so, finally made good on it. Elk Rapids back the other way with Prey now in control. Swings that one back over to Skrosky. She gets this one poked away. She'll regain it right back at the logo, though. Furman there doing a nice job, playing some pesky defense.
Yeah, both teams starting to settle in here. Elk Rapids with 2 open three-pointers now as they go 1 for 2. But there's that battle inside.
There was one, just not able to get the shot up and in. There was Schlicker, the attempted three-pointer from Beebe. And then the Lakes will take it back the other way to try and take the lead here. Still 3-2. Williamson facing some issues, gets it off to Furman. The top.
Yeah, you really got to pay attention to Rylan Skrotsky's athletic ability. She's a softball commit at Northwood University, so her athletic scale is off the charts as Robinson tees one up.
Tees one up just a little bit off the mark there. Rebounded right into the hands of Skrotsky we go.
Shane, nice segue there, teeing it up there for 3. Our first quarter tonight presented by Agaming Golf Course.
There you go. Thank you, Agaming, and of course, head coach Mike Brown for being good supporters of Next Level Broadcasting and, of course, being a great member of this Elk Rapids community. Another three-point try up and away. Goes around the world and out by Beebe. Rebounded there by Williamson. We'll go back the other way with the Bulldogs.
Shane, 3 minutes into this game, and I initially thought it could be a scoring outburst, but we've been stuck at this 3-2 stalwart so far. Let's see which team's able to put it in the basket next.
Good defensive efforts by both sides. A few opportunities to get the ball in the basket here to begin on both ends of the court. Just not able to get those shots to fall as that one goes off the heel there. Rebounded, though, by Belford. That one swings around Montai. Finds Robinson in the corner. She'll hang on to it, thinks about it. Facing a lot of pressure there by Prey. Back up top we go to Montai.
She thought about taking that 3, but the patience won her over, and this should be turned over going back toward Elk Rapids.
It will, yeah. I'll say Robinson was the last one to have a hand on it.
Shane, nearly halfway through this first quarter, I can't really put my finger on who's got the decided edge right now.
Yeah, it's been pretty much locked up. Each team on their opening possession made a shot, and since then it's been just back and forth turnovers and defensive battles. But we've got a nice run down here by Flutie. She'll stop, take it back up top.
I mean, obviously, Elk Rapids has generated more open looks from 3, but Inland Lakes has been getting the ball to the rack just like Skrotsky did right there. She drew the foul on the floor. First foul against the Bulldogs.
First foul of the game for either team, so that'll send Schlicker down there to take care of the inbound. Our first substitution of the night as well. Callie Woolard comes in. Just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Schlicker with the quick find to Flutie, puts it up and away, no good.
Nice rebound.
And rebounded there by Robinson. She'll take it back the other way. Robinson working one-on-one against Prey. Spins, puts it up. That one falls short. Somehow saving that one from going out of bounds was Furman. Right back into the hands of the Elks we go, and it's Prey taking it up court. Shoving that one to Flutie. That was just a little bit too high for her to grasp. And the Bulldogs take it right back, Charles.
You know, Shane, we talked about it in the pregame a little bit, but the Bulldogs with a 3-0 record, and they've been no stranger to close games, but also blowouts. They won one close one over Bel Air, 42-41.
Okay.
And then they also had a blowout, 83-13 over Pellston.
Wow.
So if this game comes down to which team's more comfortable playing in close contested affairs, it might just go the Bulldogs' way. You never know.
All right. As that one goes up and over the backboard, 3-point try there by Robinson.
However, with all of that being said, Elk Rapids, they've also played their fair share of close games as well.
Okay.
However, their close games, they've kind of coming out on the short end of the straw, losing by 10 to Gaylord and then 10 to Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, of course, made it deep into the postseason last year. We covered a couple of their games. Up and away, another 3-ball. That one clean swish by Skrotsky. 6-2 now.
Shane, what do you think about changing the score? If you have a swish that perfect, you get 4 points.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Let me tell you, there was not a single bit of rim touch there. A beautiful shot by her. And that's the first point scored in about 4 game minutes. Answer back 3, no good. Up and over the basket by Myshak. Recently came in for the Bulldogs. Taking it all away, Brooke Flutie loses control of it. Gets it back off, not before an intercepted pass there, knocked out of bounds by Furman.
Yeah, right now, the difference, Elk Rapids knocking down those perimeter jump shots. They've got 2 made 3-pointers. Inland Lakes has struggled to get open looks as we get a face up by Schlicker.
Schlicker 3-on-1. Gets this one off, no good on the 3-point try from Skrotsky. BB there on the rebound. She'll take it all the way, puts it up, and gets a friendly Elk Rapids bounce, and they go up by 6, 8-2.
Yeah, excellent job by Flutie being on the offensive glass. And so far, Elk Rapids has aided their cause by being able to dominate the offensive glass to get second chance opportunities.
A long pass across court to Furman. She dumps it off to Robinson. She gets 2 points on the board. Got the lead in half.
And those are the kind of opportunities that the Bulldogs are going to have to convert on. It looks like the Elks are really putting a lot of emphasis on increasing ball pressure. Inland Lakes will have to beat the press to get those 2-on-1 advantages down on the far side underneath the basket.
BB gets this one off to Flutie. She'll take a moment, gather things up. Inside the paint we go. Schlicker finds a lot of trouble there. A couple of Bulldogs hanging around her, knocks it out of bounds. Elk Rapids will keep it.
So you're seeing a battle of contrasting styles. Elk Rapids wants to have pace and space, move the ball, swing, find the open 3-point shooter against this Bulldog defense. Inland Lakes wants to get close to the basket, attack, and shorten the proximity of those shot attempts. So we got a second foul here called against the Bulldogs. First quarter moving very fast, Shane.
Yeah, already 1:19 to go. Yes, we get the first foul of the evening on Miss Chloe Robinson. 2-0 foul count. Bulldogs over the Elks. Schlicker finds Flutie. Back around we go now to Prey. Flutie loads up for Bear on the 3-point try, and it's in. 75% now from the 3-point line for Elk Rapids, going 3 for 4 tonight. They go up 11-4.
And that's the third one they've knocked down, Shane. 9 of their 11 points coming from beyond the long line. The Bulldogs might have to make an adjustment to get out there and start putting a hand up in the face of those open 3-point shooters.
Myshak doing everything she can, gets it off to Robinson. She works her way into the paint. I apologize. That was Vigno. And the ball spurts out back into the hands of Myshak. 37 seconds here in the first quarter, and that'll be the first foul of the game coming up on Elk Rapids.
I like that take there by Myshak because, well, not only that, but it's, I believe, Furman going to the line. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Elizabeth Furman going to the line. The Inland Lake Bulldog offense was a little out of sorts there. Furman took it upon herself to put her head down, attack the basket, draw some contact, and get to the free throw line. Well done by her. Now can she just pay it off by making the second of 2 free throws?
BB there picking up the foul for the Elks. Schlicker will take a rest on the bench. Incoming for her, Jillian Moseni. Number 23 there on your screen.
Number 1 in your heart, maybe, if you're a family member.
There you go. 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Points, hard commodity to come by so far for the Bulldogs. Another 3-point try up and away, no good. by Beebe. Rebounded by Myjak. 21 seconds here in the quarter for the Bulldogs to try and make this a two-possession game. Up and away the three ball off the glass, no good from Furman. That'll go out of bounds, staying at this end of the court.
And Shane, once again, it's been the three-point shooting.
Yeah.
Elk Rapids, 3 makes. Inland Lakes, none. And also Inland Lakes leaving 2 points at the free throw line. The difference in this game so far, that in the offensive rebounding prowess shown by the Elks.
Willard here getting this one off. A lot of pressure by Miss Flutie, and that'll be another foul here on Elk Rapids. That'll send Myjak to the line here. Flutie picks up her first foul of the game. That one falls dead off the heel. 0 for 3 at the free throw line here for Inland Lakes. Good adjustment there. Myjak gets that second shot to fall in. So it's back to 2 possessions, 6-point differential. Certainly not out of the woods yet, but closing in a little bit on that lead as that last shot falls away. And Elk Rapids will go into the second quarter here up by 6, 11-5, Charles, as we get ready to step away for a commercial break, I imagine.
Yep, we'll be back. Second quarter action coming up after this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Getting ready to start the second quarter here in Elk Rapids. The Lady Elks taking on the Lady Bulldogs here in Elk Rapids' beautiful gymnasium. As we've got a special doubleheader between the Lady Varsity. Obviously, these two teams battling it out right now, and then later on for the nightcap, the boys varsity teams will come in. It'll be Elk Rapids taking on St. Francis, and the 2026 Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place during the halftime show of that boys varsity game. 3 well-deserving members of the community will be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And back to ball here. 3-point shot by number 3 falls away. A little bit too powerful there by Furman. Bulldogs were able to gather back up for a moment. Elk Rapids takes it the other way, and that one will be a foul coming up here for Miss Beebe, and she'll be going to the line.
Yeah, foul on Furman there. Nothing malicious about it, just a good hard basketball, clean play. Sending Beebe to the free throw line. Shane, those members of the Elk Rapids Athletics Hall of Fame will include those 3 special people. Mm-hmm. First, starting in the class of 1978, it'll be Randy Coleman.
Okay.
And then after that, it'll be Finn Husband, class of 2019. And then sandwiched in between class of 1978 and 2019 will be Stephanie Stewart, class of 2006.
Okay.
So we've got a trifecta of tremendous Elk Rapids athletes and community members here going into the Hall of Fame. So should be a fun night of basketball and overall pomp and circumstance. So make sure you stick around here tonight and hang out all Friday night long with us here on Next Level Broadcasting.
All right. Sounds like a plan to me. Beebe got 1 of 2 there. Bulldogs able to wrestle it away. They'll be taking care of business right down in front of us. Andrea Vigno here taking care of the inbound. Williamson working it back across the logo. Down 7. Tied for the largest deficit so far this game. That'll be a foul coming up here against Elk Rapids. Brooke Flutie picks up her second foul now. Williamson looking to get things set up, tries to feed it inside to Myshak. She works through a lot of traffic. Finds Robinson. A little poke away there by Skrotsky. Robinson able to gather it back up.
And that's what she's got to do for the Bulldogs to be effective tonight. She does draw the foul against Prey. But for Robinson, I don't know if she was just kind of feeling her way into the game in the first half, but I think she needs to be more aggressive here going forward if the Bulldogs want to have any chance in this game.
On the fast break here, we'll take a pause as Mozeni tries to gather up that pass from Beebe. Now it'll be Flutie taking it back over to Skrotsky, and around we go. Inside, nice find. Skrotsky lays one in off the window for two. (14-5), 9-point lead. 6:20 to go in the first half. One free throw and 2 field goals made so far for the Bulldogs is all they've been able to muster. But a nice putback there. Gets 2 more points on the board by Miss Ava Belford.
Yeah, and that's what they got to do, Shane. A couple of times they've been able to break the pressure, get those open looks near the basket.
BB finds a lot of trouble, gets it off to Prey. She started the scoring off, goes for another 3-point try, and it's in. 17-7.
That's her second made three-pointer of the game, Shane. She's starting to heat up and really feeling confident in her shot here tonight.
The answer back there once again by Belford. Back to an 8-point differential, 17-9.
Seems like every time Elk Rapids has been on the cusp of breaking this one wide open, the Bulldogs are able to break the pressure and get an open basket.
They've got them at very crucial points so far in this game. You don't want to let it get away from you too early. Staying there within single-digit deficit for the most part so far. Long pass up there to BB. She works it all the way in unhindered. Brings us back to a 10-point game, 19-9.
First time it's been, well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think second or third time it's been a double-digit lead. Each time Inland Lakes has had an answer as Robinson fights through a lot of contact, through traffic, somehow banked it in. That was impressive, Shane.
That was a bullet. She earned all of that 2 points, and we'll have another foul coming up here against the Bulldogs. That'll be against Miss Myshak. Molly Montai coming back in, as well as Allie Schlicker, the 2 opposing 34s.
As I said earlier, which one of those two is going to be able to control the glass? So far, it's been the auxiliary players as they get a nice post-entry pass there. Perfectly done by Elk Rapids.
First points of the game for Schlicker. We're up to a 12-point lead, 21-11. I apologize, 10 points. Math.
Hey, it's 2026, Shane.
Man.
We're still a little rusty. Nice pick and roll on the slip.
It's been a long day here as Brooke Flutie comes back with it.
Great hands by Flutie to get in there and disrupt that roll or slip by the Bulldogs.
Tried to find Schlicker there. That'll be knocked away somehow. Did not go out of bounds. Schlicker able to gather it back up. She goes in against 3, sends it back up top to an unblocked BB. Not able to get that one to fall in. They'll stay here. 4:21 to go in the half.
Shane, I talked to Elk Rapids head coach Mike Brown last time I did an Elk Rapids game on the 21st of December. And I said, Schlicker has an opportunity to develop a post game that hasn't been seen in Antrim County since the likes of one Jasmine Hines.
I see.
I mean, I look at her footwork, her good hands, her ability, and just court sense, and I think that there's tremendous upside for the young Elk, just a freshman, to continue to grow and develop here, especially under the tutelage of head coach Brown.
I couldn't agree more. As Elk Rapids not able to get a couple of shots to go in there. It'll be a travel call, though, so an immediate turnover by the Bulldogs. Elks will have it right back. Prey came in for BB here a moment ago on a substitution. We've got a timeout called by the Bulldogs. We're going to
We'll keep it right here and tell you about the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Listen, everyone in Northern Michigan, or maybe you're tuning in from outside of Northern Michigan. If that's you and you need to find your way back to Northern Michigan, well, then no other place to look than the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. TVC is your gateway to Northern Michigan, making it easy for you to get in and out of Northern Michigan. Come see your family and friends and all of those loved ones right here in Northern Michigan, brought to you by Northern Michigan's Connection. TVC Cherry Capital Airport, a proud sponsor of high school sports, making sure that they can connect with you. That's through us.
Yeah.
The conduit, making next level broadcasting, and our viewers flying in and out of Traverse City Cherry Capital TVC. Charles Terrell along with Shane Smith here. The Elks have a 10-point lead over the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. We got a conference crossover, if you will, Shane.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. We're going to have that in the following game here tonight in the boys' side of this with the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators, now officially a non-conference team, or no conference affiliation right now, taking on Elk Rapids of the Northern Shores Conference. That'll be a lot of fun. That game, though, will be on a different stream link. So if you're watching on the website, you will have to go off of this game link and click on that other link in order to find that broadcast of the Varsity Elks and the Gladiators. But still a lot of game here, and it should be a lot of fun here on a Friday night.
No doubt about it. Two great games, four great teams as that one goes up and away by Prayer. Misses that one just a hair off. And Flutie not able to get that one to fall either. Nice rebound by Moseni. Elk Rapids keeping it here on this end of the court. Again, that's what's been the secret to their success so far tonight, giving them a number of second and third chances here at each end, or each time they come down to this end of the court. Flutie fights there at the free throw line, gets it back off to Prey. She'll work the baseline, puts it up, not able to get that one in off the glass. Back the other way. Some much needed points here to come up for the Bulldogs, still down by 10, tied for the largest deficit so far this game. Another three-point try goes off the mark there by Addison Byrne. First time we've called her name tonight. Elk Rapids trying to extend this lead from Flutie, no good. There on the rebound was Furman.
Shane, this game is moving fast.
It is. We're almost, we're within 3 minutes now to the halftime break. Not too many stoppages of play so far. Inland Lakes playing tough, scrappy ball right along with Elk Rapids. The only difference here, they've gone over so far at the three-point line, rather. Another one. Falls just short off the front of the iron.
Nice save.
Yeah. Ava Belford able to save that one. The shot up and away, no good. Rebounded by Flutie.
Yeah, that's one that the Bulldogs are going to want to have back, Shane. A point-blank miss right at the basket.
Yeah.
The way that their outside perimeter shots haven't been falling tonight, that's one that you want to be able to get in on the scoreboard.
Those shots within 6 feet have been what's keeping the Bulldogs within 10 of Elk Rapids so far. With a chance here to extend the lead, not before Furman comes in, knocks that one out. That'll stop the clock. 2:05 to go in the half. Schlicker to take care of the inbound. Number 10, Callie Woolard. Number 12, Chloe Robinson in for the Bulldogs, as well as number 2, Faith Lair. Schlicker trying to work under the basket here, finds a lot of difficulty. Tries to pass that one off. The ball is bobbled around. Furman comes away with it.
I think this is the group, the 5 on the floor right now for the Bulldogs, that have to close this half strongly, and that's unfortunately going to make their job a little harder, Shane. But the way that this group right now is able to swarm and kind of pester the ball, it's going to change how Elk Rapids will be able to attack it. They won't be able to let the ball stick in one spot on the floor as much, especially if they're unable to get out in transition.
Well, Elk Rapids, for their part, the last couple of minutes has been missing a number of shots, keeping this to only a 10-point differential as Furman works through the trees. They are able to get the rebound. It'll be a jump ball, possession arrow, or do we have a foul? I guess it'll be a foul coming up instead. Elk Rapids will pick that one up. That'll be against Schlicker. Her first, team's third.
Want to remind everyone, coming up at halftime, we'll have the Traverse City Cherry Capital TVC Airport halftime show in about 91 seconds.
Willard to Lear. That one bounced around. It'll be another foul coming up on Elk Rapids. One more for them to give, and that'll send Inland Lakes to the free throw line at any point in time here in the last minute and a half, roughly, of this first half.
That foul called against Ryland Skrodsky. Like you said, Shane, can the Bulldogs get back to the free throw line where they're so far 0 of 4 tonight?
Clean block there on the three-point try. Another one missed there, this time by Molly Monti. Flutie powering her way down the court. And that one, she loses control of it with Furman hanging all over. Gets a nice high five there from head coach Daryl Vizina. .70 seconds to go. Bulldogs would like to try and get this one within 2 possessions if they can to feel a little bit better, but another errant pass goes right above the hands of Chloe Robinson. The Elk Rapids will have it back.
That thing had some serious gas on the pass. I mean, wow. If there's a speed limit here tonight, that thing would have got a 15 over ticket.
No kidding. Bulldogs just looking a little out of sorts tonight, but Furman, for her part, still creating a lot of mischief. Yeah, it's back here for the Bulldogs.
Shane, the defense right now for Inland Lakes has really been keeping them afloat.
Yeah.
The life preserver, if you will, for this Bulldog ability to stay and potentially have a chance of winning this game. Their defense has forced a lot of turnovers here and has really just took Elk Rapids out of its offensive flow that they had early on in this game, making those 4 perimeter three-pointers. And since then, a lot of good defense by the Bulldogs.
Furman on the assist gets that one to Robinson through traffic. It's back to an 8-point game. Elk Rapids has not scored in about 2.5 game minutes. That's allowed, and just as we were talking about, the Bulldogs to stay right here in this one.
It's only the 3rd team foul against the Bulldogs there, as that one will not put the Elks to the free throw line. Still a couple more needed for the Elks to be in the bonus.
That'll go on Lair, her first. Working her way inside. That one, not enough power to it. Skrotsky.
Here's a 4-on-3 break, Shane, for the Bulldogs.
And just losing control of it there. Woolard against Anna Prey. She takes it all the way down. That one. It's going to be off the mark, well off, as it goes past the backboard. She just lost control of it there. Had a little bit too much steam behind her. She powered her way down the court. So 1.6 seconds here for the Bulldogs to throw up a miracle shot. A big heave from three-quarter court, falls short, and that will be the end of the first half. The score, 21-13. The Bulldogs not out of this one, still hanging around. 8 points down, 21-13, Charles.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of action. Not a lot of scoring there in the last 4 to 5 minutes of that second quarter, Shane. I thought it moved really quickly. I thought both teams at different points forced the other team to feel uncomfortable. I think early on in the game, Elk Rapids really did a better job of moving the ball, swinging the ball. However, that ability to swing the ball came to a screeching halt with a combination of factors. Some of it was the defense of the Bulldogs. Some of it was self-inflicted for Elk Rapids. The ball started to stick in one position on the floor, and they weren't able to get that rotation and ball movement, and then that led to those open jump shots. And then for Inland Lakes, for as bad as they played in that first half, they're only down by 8 points. It's believe it or not, just a 3-score game with how bad Inland Lakes played. They missed 4 free throws. They're 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Haven't made a three-pointer yet relative to Elk Rapids knocking down 4 long balls. So if you take all of that with a grain of salt, if you're Coach Vizina for the Bulldogs at halftime, you're saying, hey, you're selling that you've got a brand new game coming up. So we'll break it all down and more coming up on the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport halftime show. You're watching this presentation of high school basketball here on Next Level Broadcasting, coming at you all 2026 all year long. Oh, man, I'm going to run that joke into the dirt tonight, Shane.
Oh, you have been the last 2 days.
We'll be back after this.
While beautiful northern Michigan, do not miss the opportunity to experience golf at Agaming Golf Resort. Just 10 miles north of the cozy waterfront village of Elk Rapids, Agaming's Torch and the award-winning Sundance course offer breathtaking views of world-renowned Torch Lake. Set forth before you are the glistening emerald green fairways, sprawling white sand bunkers, and the wispy amber heather that seamlessly bind the holes to one another. It is an experience that you'll be sure to share with your friends back home. Make a tee time at Agaming Golf Resort today. It won't be your last.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
While visiting beautiful northern Michigan, do not miss the opportunity to experience golf at Agaming Golf Resort. Just 10 miles north of the cozy waterfront village of Elk Rapids, Agaming's Torch and the award-winning Sundance course offer breathtaking views of world-renowned Torch Lake. Set forth before you are the glistening emerald green fairways, sprawling white sand bunkers, and the wispy amber heather that seamlessly bind the holes to one another. It is an experience that you'll be sure to share with your friends back home. Make a tee time at Agaming Golf Resort today. It won't be your last.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
With unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehousecharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime show of this girls varsity basketball game in Elk Rapids. The Lady Elks taking on the Lady Bulldogs. It's been a tight one so far, back and forth game. Only 8 points separate the two teams, 21-13 Charles. It's been back and forth affair. What are we seeing so far here from these two teams?
Yeah, the difference that separates these two teams after 2 quarters of play really has been the outside shooting for Elk Rapids. They've knocked down 4 3-pointers, and Inland Lakes hasn't knocked down any. Inland Lakes is also 0 for 4 from the free throw line. So the Bulldogs have left some points on the floor. Elk Rapids, Shane, to my recollection, still hasn't attempted a free throw.
No, they have not. You're exactly right. So that's a huge thing right there. And you know what? There was one moment where they tried a free throw. I think they went 0
for 2.
0 for 2, yeah.
So obviously a very fast-moving first half of play. I mean, tipped off at about 5:40 Eastern time, and it's just shy of 6:15. Not even quarter after 6.
Yeah.
And we're halfway through this game. That leads us to what we want to talk about. You know, obviously we've got this game we're talking about, but we've got another game tonight. But maybe even the bigger storyline is the Hall of Fame induction tonight for the Elk Rapids School Hall of Fame. And I mean, a lot of people don't really know the actual significance that means. And you know, for Randy Coleman, class of 1978, Stephanie Stewart, class of 2006, and then Finn Husband, class of 2019. I mean, that's pretty cool.
I'm excited to see what the ceremony, what they have to say, contributions that these fine folks made, not only to the community, but the school system as well, to get inducted into the ceremony here tonight. That's always a fun part, you know, when these schools have these moments, to be able to recognize some upstanding community members. So we'll be excited to bring that one to you. And what should be, Charles, an excellent game between these two high-achieving teams, the Elk Rapids Gentlemen Elks taking on the visiting St. Francis Gladiators.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And it's been a lot of basketball here tonight. Let's make sure that everybody tuned in understands the true scope and magnitude of how many games have been going on here tonight, right? So at 4 o'clock, the St. Francis and Elk Rapids boys freshmen played.
Okay.
They played that in the auxiliary gym. We're here in the competition gym with Elk Rapids. Beautiful new facility. You've got 2 great gymnasiums that they can use. The auxiliary gym has been the boys freshmen and then the boys JV. Here in the competition gym, we had the girls JV, and now we got the girls varsity. So just one night, 5 games of basketball being played, starting at 4 o'clock, ending whenever we end. How about that?
How about that? And what a great way, of course, for not only us here at Next Level Broadcasting to get started in the new year with a doubleheader tonight. We've got 2 more games coming your way Monday, but for the community to be able to ring in the new year with the induction of 3 great members of this community and have 5 basketball games all in one night on this cold, but overall not too bad Friday night here as the crowd keeps filing in for the ceremony and the big game later on this evening.
That's certainly true. And, you know, going back to the last game of 2025, we did it, Shane. We saw Traverse City St. Francis taking on Kingsley, and it was a narrow margin of victory. St. Francis, I think head coach Sean Finnegan would say that they didn't play up to their level of expectation in that game. It'll be interesting to see how they do here tonight after they went and played at the Catholic school tournament down in Jackson and got absolutely ran through by Jackson Lumen Christi. And then they had another hard loss down there where they did play better, Coach Finnegan said, but against the Titans of Jackson Lumen Christi, the Gladiators didn't perform up to the expectation level of head coach Sean Finnegan. So it'll be interesting to see how the Gladiators bounce back in 2026 versus an Elk Rapids boys team that's really competing for that Northern Shores Conference hardware.
Well, if there's a game that St. Francis would want to bounce back on, it's against a classic rival here like Elk Rapids. But in the meantime, we have this girls' game to continue broadcasting, and what a game it's been so far. Only a 3-score game between these two teams, and away we go with Elk Rapids beginning the half with the ball.
Let's see if Elk Rapids changes some things up and starts the way they started in the first half, Shane, where they had good ball movement, reversals, and then finding open shooters as opposed to getting the ball stuck at different parts of the floor.
That one goes around and out with a BB to Flutie connection. Flutie not able to get that one to fall in. The Bulldogs here would like to make good use of that missed shot, as Elk Rapids has done a lot so far in the latter half of that second quarter. And Montai here will be facing all sorts of issues with 2 Elks on her. She'll be called for the travel. No jump ball there. As we have a 15 for Elk Rapids on the court. We do not have her number in the ledger, so hope to be able to get that sorted out later on. Flutie working her way down court. Maybe she'll be on the JV roster. Charles is taking a look at that now. Prey works her way into the paint. She'll get the foul drawn. We'll see who that'll be against here in a moment.
No, it's interesting tonight here at the taking in and observing. We see the head coaches of Kirtland Community College taking in a girls varsity basketball game. Reese and Paul Kepke, Antrim County natives, coming over to probably scout some local youth talent.
No doubt. And that foul for the Bulldogs went on Chloe Robinson. One of the first free throws made for the game as well for Elk Rapids.
First free throw we've seen made all night, Shane.
You're right. I don't think the Bulldogs made a single one, have they? 2 for 2 there for Ms. Prey. Back to a 10-point differential, 23-13. Williamson with it here. Finds Montai. Bulldogs in no hurry here, trying to get a good play set up.
Got a ball going out of bounds, it looks like. Elks with some active hands.
Williamson here gets it off to Robinson. The shot up and away, no good there. That'll be a foul coming up against the Bulldogs once again.
Yeah, it looked like Robinson maybe out of frustration, Shane, because she missed that point blank. I know for me, it seemed like anytime I missed that point blank in my playing career, I was picking up a foul or doing something stupid after missing that shot.
I'll refrain from further comment. 6:40 to go here in the third quarter. BB working this
Nice
one all the way down,
pass.
dumps it off to Prey, and 2 more points are on the board. Things are starting to widen out a little bit for Elk Rapids. They take the biggest lead they've had so far in the game by 12, 25-13.
Yeah, when you can come out and start the second half with 4 straight. Oh, there's a nice slip on the pick and roll, empty side ball screen, and Robinson gets a nice shot, but another one point blank range that she can't knock down. I do like the offense that the Bulldogs are implementing right now. They're running this empty side ball screen with Robinson, and they're getting good shots out of it, Shane, just unable to knock them down.
We'll see if they can come up strong defensively once again. Yeah, Schlicker here gathers it up, gets it off to Prey. BB in control, tries to send it into Schlicker. Nice job there intercepting the pass between 2 Bulldogs. Working her way back down is Williamson. Finds Furman. She'll work it deep into the paint, up with the shot, and she'll draw the foul.
Shane, one of the things I want to talk about unrelated to the game tonight.
Okay.
We've got the Hall of Fame induction for Randy Coleman, class of 1978.
Mm-hmm.
Did they do him dirty here in Elk Rapids? Because his picture's in black and white.
Well, isn't everybody's picture in black and white?
No.
Oh, no.
The 2006 inductees and the 2019 inductee is in full color.
Uh-oh.
But Mr. Coleman is black and white.
That's to show his wisdom that he has to bring to the Elk Rapids area. That's what it is.
Okay.
0 for 2 once again at the charity stripe here for Inland Lakes. Another missed opportunity at 2 free ones.
It's 0 for 6 now
Yeah.
at the line for the Bulldogs.
Belford able to grab it up at the baseline. Send it up top to Montai.
I think somebody for Inland Lakes has to show some comfortability taking these perimeter jump shots. Otherwise, the Elks can just stuff their defense inside the three-point line and get those steals like that.
Yep, just as we saw once again from our nameless number 15. She works her way in.
Think that, did I hear Shockley?
I think so.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shane. So it looks like, I believe 15 is Rylan Skrotsky, no longer wearing number 5, now wearing 15. So if you're looking out there, Skrotsky went in, maybe at halftime, jumped in the phone booth, and put on a cape and the 15 uniform.
There you go.
And now we see Skrotsky wearing number 15 instead of 5. So we've got that corrected officially. Just took the two of us putting our collective brains together. So, Shane, it was a 8-point
There's not much
game.
there.
Yeah, it was an 8-point game at halftime. Now a
Yep.
14-point game midway through the third quarter. Elk Rapids looks like a completely different team than we saw kind of start. They were grinding gears in that second quarter where their offense just wasn't operating as efficiently or as swiftly as it was in the first half when they were knocking down all those 3 balls. They still haven't knocked down a 3-point shot here in the second half. They've just been so more effective getting close to the basket.
Yeah, getting close to the basket, getting those within 6-foot jumpers and layups there, kissing them off the window, and really breaking up those passing lanes for the Bulldogs as well. That's been kind of the big change so far. As we're about 3 minutes through the third quarter. They've just been even more pesky than they were in the first half at getting those passes broken up, getting those defensive rebounds, not allowing that second or third chance by the Bulldogs to try and score whenever they do get the chance to, which has been few and far between. Going up for the short J, there you go. With a hope and a prayer, Furman gets that one up. Kind of an underhanded shot, if I do say so myself. Brings it back within 12, 27-15. Prey back the other way, no good. Right into the hands of Belford. Bulldogs take it right back. A little bit more urgency here on this recent set. And that'll send Montai to the line here. She hits the court.
Good out-of-timeout execution by the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. They got it to Furman at the high post, and she just made an excellent one-on-one move and finished with the left hand. That's a skilled and crafty finish for Furman. And let's see if Montai can knock down a couple of free throws.
Goes in and out. That might have been the closest we've seen to one falling in yet for the Bulldogs. See if she can break the seal here as that foul goes against Jillian Mozeni for Elk Rapids. There it is. The Bulldogs get the free throw, and we're back to an 11-point game.
And more importantly, it allowed them to set that defense as they do a good job of getting back in defensive transition.
Beebe with a lot of trouble here from Furman, able to gather it back up around to Skrotsky, now to Prey in the corner. 3-point try from Mozeni falls away, no good, right into the hands of Furman.
And if you watch the Bulldogs now, they're getting a lot better cutouts on their defensive rebounding. Not too many second chance possessions here for Elk Rapids in this third quarter as they had, in that first quarter, Shane, when they were, an abundance of second chance opportunities.
Elk Rapids there, the last one to touch that. Montai will take a well-deserved rest on the bench. Mary Myshak coming in to replace her, as well as Addison Byrne back in the game. Inbound intercepted by Flutie, goes all the way, draws the foul. Shot was not made, but she'll have 2 free throws at the charity stripe.
And that type of possession is the type of possession that will drive a head coach like head coach Vision crazy. Because you got sideline out of bounds, and your team really wasn't ready. There was some miscommunication there between pass receiver and the inbounder. And credit to Brooke Flutie. She was alert and attentive, and just because of that, she was able to get that steal, and now she's going to the free throw line, looking to add to her total and 12-point lead, making it 13, a baker's dozen.
There you go, 2 for 2 at the line. Just about 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Time has slowed down a little bit, but the energy from the Bulldogs has not. They've been able to pile some more points on the board, but still not able to keep up with Elk Rapids as they get yet another takeaway, this time brought to you by BB. Sends that one across to Prey. Up top we go to Skrotsky for the three-pointer. No good. Falls off the front of the iron. Ball spurts out. Mozeni there fighting for it. Still, Skrotsky tries to get that one to BB. Broken up by Furman. It'll be one-on-one. She loses control of the handle there. Spins around. Puts it up. No good. Gets her own rebound. Cleans it up. We're back to an 11-point game.
Yeah, Furman gets to her left hand. It's pretty much a bucket. That's what I'm looking at, Shane. I mean, that's a couple times so far in this third quarter where she's found a way to get back to that left hand. That time she missed it, but stayed with it, got her own rebound. And even though the Elks have played better, it doesn't really look like it's reflective on the scoreboard. Just an 11-point game. It was 8 points at half. And it just seems like the Bulldogs are doing enough to keep this game within striking distance.
Just enough. As a rare errant pass there from the Elks goes over the head of Beebe. So maybe the Bulldogs can capitalize on it here, but Skrotsky with the statement block there. My God, there was no denying that one.
Get that out of here.
Wow. Went screaming to the top of the bleachers there.
Call that a spectator eliminator.
I was just going to say that. Thankfully, there was only 2 to hit, and soared well past them. Woolard here on the inbound. 3:09 to go in the third. Prey going to knock that one out as well. So we'll try again. Willard with the find to Byrne. She puts it up, and the first three-pointer of the game made by the Bulldogs comes from Byrne coming off the bench, and it's for the first time since midway through the second quarter back to a single-digit game, 29-21.
Yeah, big-time shot coming off the bench, and the Bulldog defense getting another takeaway, Shane.
Hey, just what the doctor ordered. A flurry of points here for the Bulldogs. Unfortunately, they'll have a turnover there, so Elk Rapids will have it right back. Unfortunately for the Bulldogs, that is. We are in Elk Rapids territory after all.
I'll tell you what my doctor ordered. He ordered me to head down to the Elk Rapids concession stand because they've got an abundance of goodies down there. I'm looking at some people for Elk Rapids over here in Inland Lakes videotaping the game for the teams. They got nachos, pizza, hot dogs. Wonder if they got a Hall of Fame inductory burger tonight, I heard.
Ooh,
so
that doesn't sound too bad. Another missed opportunity there is time by Beebe. The Elk Rapids folks here are always happy to come and do a game at this fine town. They take care of us very well here at Next Level Broadcasting. Always happy to be around the confines of theirs as 2 more points up on the board by MyShock. Spins that one in. And we're back to only a 6-point, 2-possession game, 29-23.
Don't look now, but a 7-0 run for the Bulldogs.
And Beebe not able to quell that one. Back there on the rebound was Schlicker. Pass it around. Beebe from the corner. That one, Flutie from the corner falls away.
And in the midst of that 7-0 run, Elk Rapids with no offensive rebounds outside of that one by Schlicker. And there
he goes 2 for 2 here coming off the bench from the 3-point line. We've got a 3-point game. Mind you, Charles, the differential was by as much as 14. Now it's within 3, 29-26 with a minute and a half to go here in the third. Full timeout taken by Coach Mike Brown.
If you're our good friend and fellow longtime girls basketball coach Eric Huffman, you got to like the way that the Bulldogs have come out here, just said, hey, we're going to go all out pressure defense and make sure we try our best to seal off these possessions with defensive rebounds because it's all for naught if you aren't able to get that defensive rebound and then you get the spark plug coming off the bench like Byrne. She's got those 2 made 3-point hits. And, I mean, right now Elk Rapids has to be feeling like they're a boxer staggering after getting a couple of jabs and then an uppercut to the face because, like you said, Shane, double-digit lead, now cut down to single score, just 3 points, all in the blink of an eye.
The span of 2 minutes.
Yeah. If you're looking at that, it's like, man, we just had a 13, 14-point lead, and now it's only 3 points because of this 10-0 run by Inland Lakes. And let's see how the Elks can handle some game pressure and adversity here, Shane, with 1:38 left in this third quarter.
Byrne was all smiles with her teammates coming out of the timeout, as she should be. She's what has single-handedly pretty much brought this team right back into the ball game. Elk Rapids here trying to get an answer back with Flutie. That one goes around the world and out, off the window.
And Bulldogs catching a break there because they didn't stop the ball handler's advancement. If you're Elk Rapids, you got to find Byrne. She's the hot hand.
No kidding.
If I'm Inland Lakes, I'm trying to get Byrne an open shot.
Back the other way after a MyShock misconnection there. Just lost control. She tried to put that one up. But a nice steal by Woolard. Bulldogs trying once again. Down to the baseline, up and over from Furman, no good.
Hot hand.
Byrne not able to get that one to fall in. The burn cooled for a moment. As MyShock gets that one taken away.
Still, they found an open shooter who's got the hot hand, and they sealed it with another defensive rebound. How many consecutive trips has it been where Elk Rapids hasn't been able to score a point.
I mean, it's probably been at least 5 or 6 here since they last scored a point. Honestly, we don't have the ability, just the two of us, to keep track of that, but it has been a long time since Elk Rapids last scored.
And I made the point that even though Elk Rapids was up by 13, 14 points there in that third quarter, it never felt like Inland Lakes felt like the rhythm was disrupted. And now we've got ourselves a ball game heading into the fourth quarter.
And one thing that you said earlier at the beginning of the game, Charles, the Lady Bulldogs have come out of the winning side of any close game, so we'll see if they're able to continue. That is Byrne is back on fire. She ties the ball game 29-29, goes 3 for 4 from the three-point line in this quarter alone.
Yeah, Byrne is on fire.
Thank you. Anna Prey working her way in the paint,
Nice
unhindered.
move.
Gets the Elk Rapids Elks the lead back at least to finish out this quarter by 2, 31-29. We've got a great ball game here, ladies and gentlemen. Just 2 points separate these two teams. Byrne lighting things up from the bench here to begin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to step away here for a brief commercial break. We'll be back with your fourth quarter on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
While visiting beautiful Northern Michigan, do not miss the opportunity to experience golf at Agaming Golf Resort. Just 10 miles north of the cozy waterfront village of Elk Rapids, Agaming's Torch and the award-winning Sundance course offer breathtaking views of world-renowned Torch Lake. Set forth before you are the glistening emerald green fairways, sprawling white sand bunkers, and the wispy amber heather that seamlessly bind the holes to one another. It is an experience that you'll
Alrighty, coming back into this one, ladies and gentlemen. Charles had to step away for a moment, so we'll get the scoreboard updated here momentarily. In the meantime, I still have you covered here with the camera work and the commentary. Elk Rapids has the ball to begin this final quarter of action, up by only 2, 31-29, after having a 12-plus point lead earlier on at the beginning, or about midway point of the third quarter. My apologies. That one will get a foul called here against the Lady Bulldogs. And it'll go against Vigneault. Vigneault, as I had one of our Bulldog filmers here from the JV squad. She informed me earlier how to pronounce that, Vigneault. Thanks to them. First free throw by Skrosky, no good. The second one does fall in. Back to a three-point game, 32-29. 7:35 to go.
Big stretch in the game right now. Can Elk Rapids identify the hot shooter, and can the Bulldogs continue to get open looks for Byrne?
Not before another takeaway by Elk Rapids. Nice job there, taking it all away. Miss Mozeni gets us back to a two-possession game, 34-29. Coming right back, though, and scoring, Chloe Robinson.
Yeah, that's a nice play to find her going right down the nail lane line.
Flutie around to Skrotsky. Now to BB in the corner, thought about it. She'll pick it back up, work it over to Flutie. Take a moment to reset. Still a very tight ball game.
Shane, you just look at the athleticism that the Bulldogs are capable of putting out on the floor at any given time. They're tall, long, lengthy defenders and can all rebound.
And it's certainly been working in their favor here as of the most recent about 6 game minutes. But Mozeni gets another takeaway. Skrosky working across the logo. Elk Rapids looking to hold off the surge from the Bulldogs. Lady Bulldogs have not held the lead in this game. They were able to tie it up, of course, but have not had the lead. Spray works her way into the paint, pulls up from about 10 feet, up and over the basket, no good. Flutie there on the rebound, takes it back out to the corner to reset. Knocked away by Robinson. Furman takes it up, not before yet another turnover. This time Prey feeds Mozeni, and that'll be a big foul coming up here on Miss Belford.
Well, now that we're in the fourth quarter of play tonight, Shane, want to remind everybody that our sponsors that are allowing you to watch from the comfort of wherever you find comfort, whether that's your couch, maybe your New Year's gathering with your family. We couldn't do it without the support of our local businesses and advertisers, such as Agaming Golf Course, the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, and Bingham Insurance. So if you have an opportunity to talk to someone within any of those fine companies, please do say, hey, thanks for being a part of Northern Michigan High School sports via Next Level Broadcast, and love watching the games.
That one will remain a little bit short by Mozeni, so it's a 4-point game. Mozeni was also the last one to touch it there, so Bulldogs will hang on to the possession down here at this end of the court. Coming back in for Mozeni now is Emily Vandergriff. We've got a timeout called by Inland Lakes Charles.
Yeah, so, Shane, looking back on it, it was an 8-point game at halftime, correct?
Yep.
4-point game right now. It was as much as 13 or 14. I don't have to double check there. But then the Bulldogs came storming back, tied the game on the burn three. She was 3 for 4 from 3 in the third quarter. So if you're Elk Rapids, let's see how they schematically want to play this. Me, there's two schools of thought. Okay, you can look at it as Byrne made 3 of 4. Is that a flash in the pan, or do you need to alter your scheme in order to make sure that she doesn't go 5 for 7 or 6 for 8, 9 for 12 from 3, right?
Yeah.
Or do you say, you know what? She's 3 for 4. Maybe she's gone through that hot stretch and she'll now run through a cold stretch. We'll see, but I definitely don't think that the Elks will be able. See, now they're showing zone defense. So if the Bulldogs are able to handle this schematic adjustment by Elk Rapids, lead to some open perimeter jump shots.
Well, we'll have to see how things go as Byrne is back out on the floor. In the meantime, though, that turnover back the other way. Beebe taking it, gets that off to Vandergriff. That one goes shooting off the foot of Miss Belford.
And I will say this, the schematical adjustment made by head coach Mike Brown could be done to try to limit those opportunities and force the Bulldogs to execute with a different style and a different approach against a zone defense as opposed to a man-to-man type.
Flutie feeds Skrotsky, 5:25 to go in the ballgame. 35-31. Beebe to Prey. Now Flutie for the long two, falls off the heel. Prey on the rebound. Flutie takes it, thinks about reloading. Now Rapids will reset here with Prey working in. Pulls up from about 15 feet, no good. Gets the rebound, draws the foul.
Yeah, when you can get inside the paint like that, miss short, close like that, usually leads to a free throw. And that was the second offensive rebound Elk Rapids had on that possession alone. So Inland Lakes not doing as good of a job as they had been previously on cutting out and getting those defensive rebounds and finishing with the possession with a rebound.
Prey with a much-needed free throw here to get this back to a 2-possession game. Elk Rapids trying to stave off. The Inland Lakes come back. Around the world and out. Still remain a 5-point, 2-possession ball game, 36-31. Plenty of time for Inland Lakes to mount yet another comeback, starting with an attempted 3 there as that one falls away by Robinson. Not before another pickpocketing. Robinson sends that one right to Skrotsky, and we'll have yet another turnover. Back and forth we go. Skrotsky will have that one pushed out of bounds by Robinson. Staying at this end of the court, 4:44 to go. Flutie feeds Mozeni. Fine in the corner here to Flutie. She puts it up from the baseline. That one goes off the side of the backboard. No good. Robinson working it all the way, goes 2-on-1, off the glass, no good. Skrotsky there to pick up the rebound. Takes it away. It'll be a 2-on-1 break here. This time it'll be back to Praise. She's had a couple of three-pointers so far this game. That one falls away, no good. Byrne on the rebound. Back up court we go. 4:06 to go. No change in score in the last 90 game seconds. And right there to change that is Ava Belford. Back to a one-possession game, 36-33. 3:55 to go. Flutie finds Prey through all the traffic. We'll go back up top here. A lot of things to reset. 3:40 and counting in the ball game. Beebe gets this one off to Mozeni. Prey now to Skrotsky in the corner. Not able to get that one to go. Nice rebound by Beebe. Allows Elk Rapids to set things up once again. Flutie trying for the three. Clean swish. It's back to a 6-point game, 39-33, 3:15 to go.
Shane, the offensive rebound there triggered that second chance opportunity. The old adage in basketball is the best time to shoot a three-pointer is in transition and off of an offensive rebound, and that's what Elk Rapids was able to do right there.
Yes, indeed. Another takeaway here. That was started by Robinson. Foul coming up here on Elk Rapids. Their first of the period only. That'll be on Mozeni. Another timeout called here by the Bulldogs. So we're going to step aside here. That's a full timeout and be back on the other side of this. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
As a small business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Hi, it's Kevin Klein from TVC Airport. We're proud to help keep you connected to high school sports in Northern Michigan, so you can stay in the game all season long with TVC, your Northern Michigan connection.
Alrighty, coming back into this one. 3 minutes flat to go in the ball game. 6 points separates these two teams, and the Lakes have been able to make a couple of comebacks so far. This one, can they mount one more? Down 6 with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, Shane, they just need to take good care of the basketball. This defense that Elk Rapids has switched to has presented some issues so far in the last couple of minutes for Elk Rapids. The zone right now, but there's the hot shooter in Byrne.
Oh, there's another one. My goodness, Byrne lighting it up tonight. She goes 4 for 5, Charles.
Incredible shot making and just overall ability to bring and lift your team up when they need it most.
Gosh, it is so fun to have a player like Byrne hot from the three-point line because there's so many one-liners and puns you can make off that name. She's doing a phenomenal job. Again, 80% from the three-point line tonight has really kept the Bulldogs in this game.
Yeah, 80%, 4 for 5, or maybe there was a deep 2 in there, either 4 for 5 or 4 for 6. Flutie trying to go shot for shot, and the Bulldogs sealing the possession with the rebound. They can tie here if they can find Byrne.
Well, Byrne has it. Can she go? That one's just a bit off the mark.
Robinson, though, man.
Yeah, we'll draw the foul there.
And as I said earlier on in the game, and I've been proven a little bit wrong due to the offensive explosion coming off the bench by Byrne, but Robinson is typically the girl that initiates a lot of offense for them. But right there, just the awareness to go crash on the weak side if Byrne is to miss, which hasn't happened a lot tonight. And Robinson now going to the free throw line. And here's where the Bulldogs, when they watch this film, will look back and go, man, we let one get away potentially because of the free throw line.
Off the missed free throws alone tonight, the Bulldogs would be up by at least 3 points right now. See if Byrne can get this back within 2, or excuse me, Robinson. She does. 39-37, minute 50 to go.
Turnover.
Errant pass there, gets right past Mozeni. The Bulldogs need to capitalize on it here, keep themselves in this game. They'll be inbounding from just off the basket, with Byrne taking care of the inbound duties.
I know where I'd be going. I'd be drawing up a play for Byrne. Let's see if the Bulldogs recognize that.
No, that'll be a short shot there, not able to get that one to fall. ×2, that'll be knocked around. Elk Rapids ball. Maybe a missed opportunity there as Byrne did make herself open here on the near side of the three-point line. So remain a 2-point deficit. 39-37 in favor of Elk Rapids right now. Good find
Nice
up to
D.
Mozeni. That one going to be lost there. The Inland Lakes Bulldogs getting it right back, Charles.
Great job by Furman to hustle and tap that one away from behind and off of the leg of Flutie, or Mozeni, excuse me. We've got another turnover here. So both teams right now, I think, a little bit, I don't want to say nervous, but a little too anxious right now with the moment being as grandiose as it is.
Neither team's been able to really find their stride here ever since that last timeout break here just a moment ago.
And we talked about it in the first half, Shane.
Yeah.
The Inland Lakes Bulldogs have a little bit more experience playing in close games so far on the season. As we mentioned, Elk Rapids, their closest games that they've been a part of have unfortunately been games that they've lost against Gaylord and Frankfurt. However, for Inland Lakes, they've played an overtime game, a game that they won against Bel Air 42-41.
Okay.
So if it comes down to which team can maintain its composure and poise and have a little bit more moxie coming down the stretch, it could be the Bulldogs. But you can't discredit this Elk Rapids team playing in front of their home crowd. You got head coach Mike Brown with a lot of experience. These girls of Elk Rapids have a lot of fight in them. Let's see if they can pull this one out of the coals here for a victory in 2026.
Yeah, you most certainly cannot discredit the Elk Rapids team, but it is Inland Lakes' game to lose right now. They have been the ones to miss all but one, maybe two of their free throw opportunities and a lot of shots within 6 feet.
Yep.
They should be the ones in the lead right now. Elk Rapids has been able to come away with just enough. And that one will be blocked out by Belford, staying at this end of the court with 62 seconds to go. Crowd starting to fill in nicely again for that nightcap, the varsity matchup between the St. Francis Gladiators and, of course, your hometown Elk Rapids Elks. A great, great rivalry about to be given a new iteration tonight, and the next chapter of those two teams' history. Let's see another takeaway here by Robinson. 58 seconds to go. Only 2 points separate the two teams. A basket here would be huge for the Lady Bulldogs, and it's in. The Lady Bulldogs pull ahead into the lead by 1.
How about this, Shane? For a team in the Bulldogs who did not make a three-pointer in the first half, they've made 5 here in this second half, and they're up by 1, even with all the things that have been adverse for Inland Lakes so far. The missed free throws, the turnovers. They still have found their way back into the lead here in this game. And I think if you're Elk Rapids looking at the team, they just seem like a little stunned.
Yeah.
It was that 13, 14-point lead that they had midway through the third quarter. Byrne comes in. The Bulldogs get a couple of stops, make a couple of shots, see the basketball go through the net once or twice, and it's like, whoosh. The propane hit the open flame.
And Byrne was on fire.
Exactly.
There you go. Oh, my goodness. And this is why I love basketball. Football, sometimes if you get in a slump, it's hard to gain the momentum back, but one made shot here in basketball can turn the tides. That's exactly what has happened so far. Elk Rapids out of sorts, the ball going all over the place. Bray gathers it back up. Flutie trying to work her way into the paint. That will be knocked away by Robinson, staying at this end. 37 seconds to go, 1 point differential. Again, for the first time this game, the Bulldogs have the lead. And it'll be Coach Mike Brown once again calling the TO.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what head coach Brown wants to do here. Baseline out of bounds, no team is in significant foul trouble.
Right.
So neither team has a player that's on the verge of fouling out. That's usually a strategy. If there's one team who's got a player on the floor who's got 4 fouls, you go right at him and attack them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because they have a decision to make. If you leave it up to the decision-making of the official, hey, you might get that 5th foul, or that player might simply just not play as aggressive defensively. With that out of the question, the Elks and the Bulldogs can play this possession pretty straight up. One thing in the chess match between the coaches right now, does a head coach Vizina say, hey, we've been playing man-to-man defense all game long. I'm going to throw a wrinkle. Head coach Brown has probably drawn up a man-to-man play. The Bulldogs come out and play zone. That could really, really put a wrench into the Elks' plan here with whatever they just drew up in the timeout. Stay tuned. We'll find out.
Stay tuned. 37-4. Ticks left on the clock. Elk Rapids with the ball. Down 1.
Bulldogs staying man. And they drew
And
up
a Prey
man.
left open. Goes for the shot. That one. Air ball right into the hands of Miss Byrne. Skrotsky able to get it back. BB. No good there. Just off the mark on the 3-point try. It's now going to be foul time for Elk Rapids as Flutie takes that one.
I will say this, Shane, that was a very well drawn up play out of the timeout. Got a wide open shot for Prey in the corner. Elk Rapids even got the offensive rebound, and they put that 3 up, and it was just a hair off. Right now, you probably want to get either a quick trap or an immediate foul. There's a trap opportunity right there.
No whistle. There it finally is. That burned 4 seconds off the clock. 16.6 to go. And on that recent possession, Prey was the one that you wanted to have take that 3-point shot for Elk Rapids. She's sunk a couple in so far. Just wasn't able to connect on that one. So we'll see what the adjustments are made here. One more foul to give for the Lakes. That'll send them to the free throw line for the rest of the game.
There's a foul opportunity. Yeah, so this for the first time we'll see, I believe, it's Woolard going to the free throw line. I don't believe she's had a free throw attempt so far in the game, Shane. So now can the Bulldogs go to a place where they haven't had a whole lot of success tonight and put this game on ice? One way or another, though, it still will be a one-possession game. Make 1 or 2.
Well, if there's a time for the Bulldogs to make a free throw, it would be here, as everything is kind of flipped on its head in this second half. That one falls off the heel, opening this up for Elk Rapids to at least tie with 2, take the lead, and win potentially with a 3-point shot made, depending on what Woolard's able to do here. That one bounces around and away. Foul, free throw trouble still hanging on for the Bulldogs. 9 seconds to go. Elk Rapids, Prey with a hope and a prayer, gets that one taken away. She'll be going to the free throw line. Prayer was answered there for Elk Rapids to get a couple of easy points here potentially, as long as she can get them in. Still 5.6 seconds to go. Plenty of time for an inbounds. Get it down to the end of the court. A pass or 2 and a shot from Midland Lakes on the other side of this free throw attempt.
Very wise decision by Prey to be aggressive, attack the basket. Now you've got 2 shots to make 1, and now 1 to take the lead.
My gosh, the air is out of this room right now. Tie ball game here with that free throw made. Again, 5.6 to go on the other side of this. Prey to take the lead. She does not, goes off the heel. And that'll be an immediate foul.
And you don't want to foul there.
No,
We've got a jump ball called.
Oh, wow.
And very fortunate for the Elks, because that held ball, should it have been called a foul, would have put Inland Lakes on the free throw line shooting 2.
3.7 to go. The chance to take the win outright or go to overtime. No good. So we, Charles, have an overtime game here with this Lady Varsity matchup between the Bulldogs and the Elks. This thing has been a tale of 2 halves. Elk Rapids controlling the shots, really a tale of 3 quarters and then 1. Elk Rapids really controlling the shots, the rebounds, the defensive pressures all through the first half and midway through the third quarter, and then a light switch flicked once Byrne came off the bench, went 4 for 5 from the 3-point line. Single-handedly brought the Bulldogs back into this one. They were able to tie it up at 40.
Don't forget about the Robinson 3.
That's right,
actually gave them the lead by 1. And then it was Prey who went 1 of 2 at the free throw line, I believe.
For Elk Rapids.
Yep. So if this is any indications of what we're going to be in store for here tonight at Elk Rapids, Sign me up.
I certainly hope this boys' game will be entertaining because we've got a nice crowd filling in here and a great game to start.
I mean, anybody that's been funneling in for the boys varsity game to follow, you're walking into a 40-40 overtime game, and it's like, man, couldn't get any better than that.
Yeah, no kidding.
And I got to readjust our clock here. We'll have 4 minutes of overtime.
So a brand new game, ladies and gentlemen. Call it 0-0 with 4 minutes on the clock. Jump ball will be between Skrotsky and Belford. Here we go. Elk Rapids will win, gets it off to Schlicker off the tip-off.
And Shane, in terms of fouls, Anna Prey for Elk Rapids does have 4 personal fouls to her total. So she will need to be very careful here in this overtime period.
No doubt. She's, again, one of the Elk Rapids' better three-point shooters, at least as of this game. Another turnover forced, a miscommunication there between Flutie and Prey. Gets the Bulldogs the ball right back.
Feels like each possession right now is huge.
Yes, indeed. Worth its weight in gold in this game. Points have been hard to come by, apart from the three-point line, it seems.
Elk Rapids going back to man-to-man defense.
Furman with the dish over to Belford, not able to get that three-pointer to fall. Skrotsky working back the other way. Finds Prey left open for the three-pointer. That one falls away. Nothing but net, but it was short. 3:10 to go in this overtime period. Still no change in the score.
How about that?
Whoa, that one takes a nice friendly Bulldog roll from Miss Robinson.
Robinson's got the last 5 points for Inland Lakes.
And another takeaway here. The Bulldogs go on a quick 4-0 spurt. This time Belford makes the connection. That's a 44-40 game. 2:47 to go in overtime. The biggest lead that the Bulldogs have had so far this game. Prey, lots of trouble, gets it off to Flutie. She gets one up off the glass, no good, falls away. Elk Rapids going cold in the recent about 5 game minutes or so.
Yeah, the ability for Elk Rapids to have rim protection, as that one's off the mark by Robinson. But when you overplay, you need help side defense, and here's a run out for Flutie.
Taking it all the way, gets the basket and draws the foul, going up for the three-point play the old-fashioned way.
Absolutely the answer that the Elks needed there. Getting Brooke Flutie out in transition, trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. If executing a half-court offense is a problem, which it's been so far for Elk Rapids so far in the fourth quarter in this overtime, really all second half once they had that 13 or 14-point lead. Got to get out in transition, get easy baskets.
Callie Woolard picks up her second foul. Flutie able to get that free throw in, so it's back to a 1-point game. 2:16 to go in this overtime period.
I just want to give a shout out to these student athletes, these girls playing tonight. They're playing so hard right now, both teams.
Nice job by Mozeni to knock that one away. Up court we go to Prey, not able to get that one to fall. Still somehow gathers that one back up. Flutie from the three-point line, in and out, no good. Coming yet again for the third opportunity. Prey works that one in, falls short as well. Skrotsky was the one who got that save a moment ago. And after this one goes out of bounds, the Bulldogs will have it right back, still maintaining that 1-point lead. Oh, that'll be a foul coming up.
And Shane, right now, as more and more people starting to funnel in here tonight, maybe one of the best game atmospheres brewing as a result of that here in Elk Rapids. This is the 4th game you've done so far here this season, and it's really starting to feel like how a good environment should feel.
That's right, a nice Friday night basketball atmosphere. Jim getting plenty of people in here, but there's also a lot waiting out in the atrium for the conclusion of this game.
What do you think a good New Year's resolution would be for the Bulldogs?
Work on free throw shooting.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mozeni there was credited with the foul for Elk Rapids. 0 for 2 there at the line for the Bulldogs. Leaves it with only a 1-point lead in their favor.
Opportunity here for the Elks. A golden opportunity. Only down 1 with the ball.
Prey working this one off to BB, and we got a timeout taken by Coach Mike Brown.
I think he realized that opportunity as well. You know, I think he really realized the gravity of this possession right now with 1:31 left. If you're able to score here, then you go down, play some defense. But if you're Inland Lakes, next possession, if you miss it, you'll likely either try to foul or, you know, really up your defensive intensity. Because if you're Elk Rapids here, you score. Elk Rapids goes down, miss. Elk Rapids gets the defensive rebound. Inland Lakes may foul you, put you on the free throw line. So swing possession here. Who's going to win the next 2 possessions will go a long way in determining who wins this game.
No doubt. Oh, my goodness. Take a breath here. 91 action-packed seconds left to go in this overtime period to decide the game between these 2 embattled teams. Coming out of the timeout again, it'll be Elk Rapids ball. Prey there on the inbound. Running low on time, tries to get this one off to Skrotsky. Taking the interception and working her way down for the basket and the foul. Miss Chloe Robinson gets the Bulldog crowd on their feet.
It seems like every time that the Bulldogs have had a big play, it's been Robinson making it or Robinson plus a teammate find and burn for that open 3-point jump shot. And right here in overtime and in the 4th quarter, Robinson has been that spark plug.
Not able to get the free throw to go, though, so it still remains a 3-point differential. Mozeni working her way down against 2 Bulldogs, a long 2, not able to go from Prey. Good rebound, though, by Mozeni. Back around we go. Skrotsky for a long ball. No good. She was 3 steps behind the arc there. Gathered up by BB. Flutie working her way around the arc. 62 seconds now to go in this overtime period. We got a foul coming up.
I was just going to mention that if you're Elk Rapids, you don't have to be hyper fixated on the point of getting a 3-pointer. Right now, Anna Prey just drew some contact. Bulldogs are over the limit, so Elks will be shooting 2 free throws. You don't have to try to get it all back on 1 shot. And if Prey can go to the line and knock down 2, which she's already halfway there of doing, you're right back into this game, and you don't have to feel so tense.
So another player in foul trouble this time for the Bulldogs is Chloe Robinson, who, just as you said a moment ago, Charles, has been their spark plug in the most recent about 4 or 5 game minutes, keeping them alive in this one.
Yeah, she just got her 4th foul, and there's a takeaway.
Yep. Flutie thought about loading up for that 3-pointer, hangs on to it instead, looks for a better opportunity, under a minute to go. 51 seconds to be exact.
They might take another timeout here, Elk Rapids. Let's see what they want to do here. Running some time off the clock up top with the dribble exchange. Wide open shot, Mozeni.
Not able to get that one to go, falls off the heel. Prey gathers this one up along the baseline. We got timeout called. Again, a nice place to do it there by head coach Brown.
Yeah, now will the Elks be able to execute better out of this timeout? Last time they had an out-of-timeout situation, it was Robinson who got the thievery, the steal, and one opportunity. Fortunately for Elk Rapids, Robinson wasn't able to make the free throw.
Yeah.
This time, if you're Elk Rapids, you got to have a better execution coming out of a timeout. Let's see what they want to draw up here. I think if you're Elk Rapids, most likely you want the ball in either Flutie or Prey their hands. And some sort of ball screen maybe with Schlicker coming to set a ball screen.
Yeah,
I think could be effective.
One thing we haven't seen much or heard much of so far is Schlicker in this game, and I think that's making a big impact here for Elk Rapids. As we get a zoom in on it there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just looking at it from that perspective, Shane, some sort of pick and roll, empty side ball screen for Elk Rapids. If you anticipate the Bulldogs staying in that man-to-man defense, who knows? Maybe head coach Vizina's got one more trick up his sleeve here for this penultimate possession by Elk Rapids. Bulldogs still in the driver's seat, though, up 1. Can they get a defensive rebound and a defensive stop? 34 seconds left to go. I think we're going to have 3 or 4 more possessions in this game before it's all said and done, however, Shane. So let's see.
They'll come at a premium. Skrotsky off to Flutie. Working hard against Woolard, rather.
Oh, nice dive.
Oh, that one will be knocked away by Woolard, staying at this end of the court.
So
just under
Woolard,
24 seconds to go.
Woolard just bailed out the Bulldog defense there because I believe Moseni had come up and set a screen. They went to the corner, and then Moseni dove right to the basket. And she was going to be wide open had Woolard not got her hands on that.
Prey running short on time. Big time. Has to get off. There it is. 5-second call. And the Lakes will have it back.
And unfortunately, there for Elk Rapids, they didn't have any timeouts left.
Yeah.
They had taken their second timeout prior to that most recent possession. And now if you're Elk Rapids, you want to get a quick trap. And interesting enough, Inland Lakes is taking a timeout. Some coaches won't do that in those situations where you don't want to allow the other team's coach to have an opportunity to consult and talk to their team. However, at this particular junction of the game, head coach Vizina knows his team better than I do. So I'll defer to him with his selective judgment. He wants the opportunity to make sure that his team and players are all on the same page here. Let them know that they've got one remaining timeout left and see what they can draw up here. It'll be interesting what Elk Rapids wants to draw up here, Shane, as well.
Well, I was going to say, no matter what, Elk Rapids has one kind of ace in their sleeve, and that's the fact that they can foul the Bulldogs and have a probably 90% chance that the Bulldogs will miss one, if not both, of their free throws at the line, and that would give Elk Rapids the ball right back. So that's another play that they can execute on, as that has just not been. I believe Bulldogs have made 2 free throws this entire evening.
So here's the two schools of thought there. Do you play the law of percentages and say that due to what they've been shooting so far that we want to foul them, or, man, they're due to make a couple?
We'll have to see. I mean, we've thought that all evening long. They just haven't been able to get those in.
Yeah, with 24 seconds left, though, you don't have to panic and foul immediately. If Inland Lakes catches this one anywhere near a corner, Elk Rapids, don't get overzealous. Just got to trap and stay in front of the ball handler right there. And just a little too overzealous. I believe the foul was called against Flutie. That would have been a perfect place to just kind of back off 1 or 2 inches, not come into contact with Robinson, and actually the foul is called against Skrotsky. But that is a perfect spot to trap if you're Elk Rapids. Right in the corner, and now Robinson is tasked with going to the free throw line and making a couple free throws.
Well, the good thing is here there's still 21 seconds, lots of game clock here. No matter what Robinson is able to do for Elk Rapids, that one goes around and out.
So one way or another, Shane, with under 20 seconds left to go in the game, Elk Rapids will have an opportunity to tie or take the lead with a made field goal.
Robinson not able to connect there. We'll have a travel. So that will go in favor of the Bulldogs. They'll keep it here for yet another opportunity with 19.5 seconds to go now.
So same strategy still in play for Elk Rapids. Foul immediately, extend the game. They're going to foul Robinson via Rylan Skrotsky, and Robinson will go back to the free throw line where she's missed her last 4. I know for a fact she's missed her last 4.
Again, like I said earlier, this is really Inland Lakes' game to lose. They have missed probably close to double digits now in terms of free throws. They've only made 2 this entire game, as the refs are going to take a moment to confab about things.
Wonder what they could be discussing right now,
yeah,
Shane. It looked like it was a pretty clear and obvious foul called against Elk Rapids.
Well, whatever they discussed, no change in the ruling. Robinson again with the weight of the game on her shoulders in this entire gymnasium as it's dead silent.
You'd think the student section here for Elk Rapids would be up on their feet, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would think. As Robinson finally, for the Bulldogs, gets a free throw in.
And this is the big one right here, Shane, the big shot. If she knocks this down, it's a 3-point game.
Schlicker comes in here once again for the Elks. That one goes off the heel. 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead.
And a loose ball foul. That'll put Prey on the line for 2, Shane.
And Prey has been pretty good so far tonight, running roughly about 66% at the free throw line. So we'll see here. She could have the chance, obviously, to tie things up.
And that is the 5th foul for Chloe Robinson. She has just fouled out for the Inland Lakes Bulldogs. And that is monumental if Prey does go to the free throw line and knock down 2, and we potentially see a second overtime period tonight, Shane.
Byrne is out here on the floor, so that would be kind of the savior here for the Bulldogs as Prey gets the first one in. Clean swish there. Still, again, after all this time, 18 seconds on the clock. Plenty of time for there to be, 2 scores on each end of the court for how this game's been going. So we'll see. Prey gets the first one in. The chance to tie it back up. That one goes dead off the heel. Still maintaining that 1-point lead. Hanging on by a claw, the Bulldogs. Flutie has it back, though. Gets it off to Prey. 9 seconds to go in the ballgame. Moseni now to Flutie. Running out of time. 5 seconds to go. Prey puts it up. That'll be short. Goes out of bounds with 0.1 seconds to go. And barring a miracle, Elk Rapids will lose this game in heartbreaking fashion in overtime.
Wow.
And there it is, Charles. Somehow, through everything, all the missed shots in the first half, all the missed free throws, the Bulldogs persevered, just as you said earlier on in this game. They find a way to win those close games, and they did just that tonight in this overtime thriller. And Elk Rapids, final score, 47-46, the Lady Bulldogs.
How about that, Shane? The Elk Rapids come back. They were down double digits in the second half. They get hot from deep. Chloe Robinson leads the way for them down the stretch, and the Bulldogs somehow find a way to pull this game out, get a victory when it looked so bleak in that second half during that third period of play. And I think the experience of Elk Rapids, Inland Lakes being experienced playing in these overtime games. This is their second overtime win now, and overtime win by another 1-point margin. And I think that may have helped them in this extra 4-minute stretch.
Yeah, it's really incredible through all the misgivings that they've had. They are just a team that does not get rattled. Held their composure throughout, made the shots when they absolutely had to, including those free throws there at the last moment there for Robinson. Yeah, and it's a 1-point victory as St. Francis comes out on the floor for the nightcap here again, Charles. Elk Rapids taking on St. Francis with, of course, during that halftime break, the
introduction of the Elk Rapids new inductees to the Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
So for our sponsors tonight, we want to personally say thank you one more time to the Hagaming Golf Course and Resort, to the Bingham Insurance Company, a representative of Auto Owners Insurance Company, and the Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. For myself, Charles Strail, along with Shane Smith, we're going to be back. You'll have to go on over on the website or the YouTube channel to the other link. And we will be starting that game and that broadcast in right around 13 minutes. So we'll step aside, got to go to another YouTube channel. We're looking forward to having you right back here on a Friday night. High school basketball in Northern Michigan continues to roll on after this.